Hi, I'm Frances from Levati, and a lot of the work that we do is helping individuals and organisations have the impact that they want to have in the moment, because that's what makes things flow and makes the organisations deliver and actually gives individuals a lot more satisfaction that they're having the effect they want. And what we notice is it often falls down when there is a slip between what I am intending to say and how it's landing. And that is so easily done. For example, a senior leader that we worked with recently, who is a really capable woman, the quality of her thinking is excellent, and she was not getting her wisdom listened to because she was waffly, she'd use a lot of words, she was apologetic and not getting eye contact with people. So we worked with her to fine-tune all three of those things, and she picks up feedback from people, pays attention to, am I giving them eye contact, am I being concise, and she has significantly changed the way in which she's getting her points across and getting her wisdom listened to. So there are three things to pay attention to in fine-tuning or developing the impact you have, so that it lands in the way that you want to. One, the words. So think about the words you are using and how many of them there are, and whether there is jargon in there and do people understand the jargon, and also what's the flavour of the words. Do you want it to come across in business, professional speak? Do you want people to relate to it? Do you want them to be inspired by your words? And the words you choose will all have a different kind of an impact. Two, the music. So by that I mean, think of your voice as a musical instrument. It can play in lots of different ways. So how do I use pauses? How loud or how quietly am I talking? What about the modulation? Do I tend to talk in just a monotone that's actually very dull to listen to? Or am I varying it and putting emphases in some places? So paying attention to the subtleties of those things in your voice can really change your impact. And the third thing is what we would call the dance. So this is the words, the music and the dance. So the dance is how I am using my largest visual aid, which is my body and my facial expression, and what are they communicating to you. So for example, am I frowning because that's my thinky face, but actually my frown is putting you off because you think I'm frowning at you? Or how do I use space? Do I tend to make myself small because I'm unconfident and it's all leaking out of my body? Or do I take up space? Do I move into your space? And how do I use my gestures? Are they distracting or do they add emphasis? So these are three things that you can massively change your impact with if you pay attention to all three. Now, usually when you ask people for feedback, they don't notice all those subtleties and mention all those things. So here's what you can do. Next time you're going into a meeting and there's somebody you trust in that meeting, prime them beforehand and tell them, at the end, would you give me a bit of feedback on not just what I say, but how I say it, how I'm using my voice and what my posture's like. And then at the end, ask them questions like, how was my posture for that? How was my voice coming across? How much eye contact did I engage? Or better still, come on one of our workshops. You will get tons of feedback in there on all those subtleties that usually people don't bother saying to you, and yet they're having an impact in the moment.